Hello, everybody, and welcome back to Desk to Destination. I'm Paul Thurrott, your co-host with
Stephen Rose,
Stephen
good to
Rose.
see you, my friend. How are
You
you?
too.
You have been traveling quite a bit
Well,
lately,
so have you,
and
sir.
I
So
have
have
been,
you.
yeah. I did Amsterdam and Copenhagen with my
Yeah.
daughter, which was great. Went to the Anne Frank House and the Van
hmm
Gogh Museum and the Rijksmuseum and all of that.
Yeah.
We then flew to Copenhagen, and then we had the wedding in the morning, and the bride in her bride gown flew all of us. We all flew back together on the
That's funny.
plane. Have some great photos back to Amsterdam, where we did the reception. But it was a nice week, and then I was in Chicago for a few
hmm
days. Got to go and get some. Just an interesting side note. I went to my favorite Italian beef place,
hmm
which is Al's. It is right across the street from where a lot
Owls.
of it's called
So
Al's Beef.
Chicago.
Al's
Yeah.
Beef, it's either that or
Yeah.
Mr. Beef is the other big one, but yeah, I
Love it.
went to Al's, and across the street is where a lot of The Bear was shot in the old
Oh,
Al's location. So
okay.
I'm in there eating my beef sandwich, and in the middle, a tour group comes in, complete with the woman with the paddle. 30 people come in, and I'm like, "Hi, The Bear, based on this and the famous beef sandwich. So we're all gonna get some food." And they're like 30 people, and I'm like, I have never seen this many people in an Al's location in my life.
That's amazing.
Never mind walking in as part of a tour, but that is what the Bear has done for tourism, is
Yep.
now people are going to get classic beef
This is
sandwiches.
um
Yeah,
this is
it's
a
crazy.
thing. People a location will be in a show on Netflix or something or a movie. And then, because everything's connected, we know everything about everything now. And so you can easily find these places you could go, and I know several people who do this. They literally travel to locations just to go see these places that were in shows. Like I know
Yeah.
someone who went to Albuquerque to see all the places that were in Breaking Bad.
Oh,
It's like,
well, there you
okay.
go.
I mean, sure.
Yeah. I'm not gonna be going to New Jersey to go do, The Sopranos anytime
Yeah, to
soon,
do
but
like the woods scene from The Sopranos with that's just out there lost in the middle of nowhere.
yeah.
Yeah.
But, I did when last year during Ignite, I had some friends from Lego and they wanted to go to where Batman was filmed. So we took them to like underground and
hmm
drove them to where the famous Joker Batman scene is and stuff
Yeah.
like that. So I get that. But yeah, it was just weird to have all these people just walking in as I was eating my beef sandwich. So, but that was my travels. How about you? You
Ugh.
were schlepping about the planet.
Yeah, we had come back early from the last trip to Mexico to go see my daughter's graduation in Charlotte. That was a drive. We came back through DC, but then this past month has been Berlin for IFA for about a week. Came back. My wife actually went in between these to. She went back to Boston to visit family and friends. I was like, I can't do this. Came to Mexico City. We're only here for a couple of days. Flew to Hawaii, Maui, through San Francisco, which was
Right.
literally 9 to 10 hours in the air. I mean, just
Oh yeah.
horrific. I don't like. I
I
don't
do it
like.
from we would do it yearly from Seattle, and it's the same thing. It's a 5.5 hour, 6 hour flight, but it's worth it to see that many stars at night that you can just not
Yes,
see anywhere
I.
else.
Yes. Yeah. In fact, I took handheld pictures of the stars that
It's
came out
awesome,
really
yeah,
nice, I mean, without even a tripod or anything. Of
right?
just. I do love that. And then we flew back through San Francisco again, longer layover, but we arrived at 4 o'clock in the morning the next day, and we
And
were
you were
just
only there for what, like 3 or 4 days? I mean,
yeah,
barely.
yeah, Monday through Friday, yeah, yeah. But it was just this is crossing like this like 12 time zones in 2 weeks, and I don't know.
Trying to get back on any resemblance of time. Yeah, that's smart. I always say if you can, when you get to your new location, take an Ambien the first night if you can.
hmm
When you get back, try to do the same to go to bed. Stay up as late as you can. Take the Ambien to get a full 8 nights so you can get back on time. But yeah, it's still tough to do. So
we try. My wife has success with melatonin. It doesn't seem to have ever impacted me. Um, what do you got? What are you gonna
everybody's different. Maybe scotch is the way to go.
do? Yes, I've tried that. There's
I've had
different
good
remedies.
success with scotch in the past. It's
hmm
good till morning, but yeah, it's fine till you try to get up. But yeah.
hmm
So we have some cool stuff to talk about this
hmm
week. The first one I want to talk about is something interesting I found out for those of you in the US. And by the way, so many of you have been starting to comment on the show and stuff. So what I want to say is monthly, we're going to go in and pick somebody to win something cool. And again, thanks to our good friends at Logitech, I have this very, very nice Zone
Hmm.
305 Bluetooth headset optimized for Teams, and one of the brand new MX Master 4 feedback mice. These are brand new, just got released last
Hmm.
week. So we'll go through and ask you which one you might like, and pick somebody once a month, and we'll send you off some cool stuff. And Paul will even autograph it for you if you really want that.
The
So
logistics of that are going to be difficult, but we'll
we
try
will
to figure
keep
that
this open to folks in the U.S. and Canada and Europe, because beyond
Yeah.
that, it gets a little hard for us to send stuff out. But
Yeah.
yes, we would love to reward you and thank you.
Hmm.
Anyways, one of the shows we did was on TSA Pre-Check, and something I did not know and happened to be reading an article and looking through some stuff was you could go to Staples and get it done. You do not have to go to an airport and pick a time slot that does not work for you at 7 in the morning, that is nowhere close, and be there
Yeah.
and be in a room filled with people with guns, which is a little unsettling the first time that I did it.
Hmm.
But you can go to Staples, and in about 3 minutes, they'll do your fingerprints, photo,
Hmm.
address confirmation. They will enter your social security number. You pay your $85, and you'll get it.
You know, come to think of it, we went to Staples, I think I think it was for our passport photos.
Yeah.
If it wasn't, it was for something, maybe for, I don't know, if TSA or one of those things, maybe. But yeah, so that's actually that's really convenient for a lot of people. And for first time we did TSA Pre, we had to drive 45 minutes on a specific, in the middle of a work day, because that was the only way we could do it. Oh, that was the schedule we got or whatever it was. But
Yeah.
yeah, and we've done since in airport. You can do that too.
Yeah. You get to walk in the room with all the guys with guns, so that or and women,
I'm
which
sure I
is
told the
always
story about
fun.
the guy telling me that if I ever smuggled ham into the country again, they would take away my global entry. They're like
I don't know
smuggling
if you
in.
have told that one on the air, so,
Oh, okay. Yeah, it was just when we did global entry, my wife sailed through really quick. I'm like, nice, we're going to go. And then I sat down. The guy says, it says here you tried to smuggle ham into the country. I'm like, what? Oh, yeah, no, I did do that. Like Iberian or
right.
what do you call it? I don't know if it's Haban,
Yeah, the
Haman
Iberian
Iberico
ham.
or the other one, whatever. But
Oh, yeah,
yeah,
the Spanish one.
from Spain. Yeah, I was bringing it back
Yeah.
for my son because he didn't go on the trip, and he loves this stuff, and it was totally sealed and packaged, and they took it away from me. That's what I'm saying.
It's sad when
So
that happens.
yeah.
So what's interesting is TSA reports that 91% of pre-check passengers will wait less than 5 minutes at security. You do not have to take off your shoes, belt, jacket, and laptops, although some of
Hmm.
that is already starting to relax. The shoe thing is no longer an issue,
We're also
which is
doing that
great.
the photo ID now, facial
Yeah.
recognition, and I know that's going to set some people off, but this is also resulted in yet another speed up in a part of
Yeah.
life that is not usually known for getting better over time.
God, no. No,
And
even clearer, you now show up, you basically, it just looks at my face, and I put
mhm.
my boarding pass, and then when I show up to the TSA agent, it just says, "Yep, that's you," and you go. I don't have to show my phone or pull out my ID or do anything anymore, and again, a few seconds here and there, but it does all add up, and now, Delta's also offering their own service where you can, um just use your face to get it's their own kind of version of pre-check where you can go right to the beginning if you're a frequent traveler and
Yeah,
have status and things
nice.
like that, which is interesting.
Hmm.
So, yes, Staples is a good hack for that.
Yep.
And then you and I were talking and playing on some stuff, and we
Yep.
both found an interesting phone hack for travelers. I'll let you do yours
Okay.
first. So, and you're using the newest Google phone or one of the
Yeah.
Google
So
phones.
Google in the past couple of months has shipped new versions of their Pixel phones, the Pixel 10 series. Actually, there's a few more coming out or one more. The Fold is coming out in October, and the latest. This right now is a Pixel exclusive. I would imagine it's going to come to other flagship phones that have on device AI models, like the Samsung phones probably. But one of the current Pixel exclusive features is something called Magic Q. And this is where the web, well, no, I'm sorry, this is where AI is going. applications, instead of coming up for you to type in and do things, are going to expose interfaces to AI services, and they can be controlled in that way, right? And so Google is starting this on their devices. Microsoft's doing work like this in Windows. And I don't have the exact list of apps that supports this right now, but Messages and Maps certainly, Calendar, et cetera. And the idea is that it's not a feature you run, it's not you find it and do it, but
Right.
it will intelligently surface as needed, as you're working. And so some of the instantly canonical examples are somebody texts you a message and says, "Hey, do you have Bob's phone number?" And when you look at that text, a thing will slide up from the bottom that will say Bob something and then the phone number. And if that's what it is, you can just click that and go in. And so
Oh,
it's one of those many things that is about not context shifting. Like, I have to leave the app, go look in the contacts or the phone app or whatever, find the person, copy, paste. It just does it, right? And so before this recording, Stephen, I had asked Stephen to do this to see if I could get it to work. But he said, what time is our meeting today? And it popped up next meeting, the date and the time. And it was actually correct. It's like, yep, like this is it. And so I could tap that and it would just send it back to him. And so instead of looking it up and thinking about it and what app is this in, et cetera, it just kind of surfaces it. So
what are you using for your calendar? Did you have to use Google Calendar with that, or
yeah, so
will
right
that
now, right.
interface
So
with
it's,
Outlook? Okay.
yeah, it is Google Calendar right now, but this is one of those things, this is going to be an API and it's going to be open. So
Yeah.
in a year from now, if it's running on Android, it's probably just going to interact with this thing.
Yeah.
So yeah, it's first, it's early days. But this is, I think, one of those things most people, when they see it, because maybe you won't expect it, right?
Yeah.
You get the question like, oh, now I got to go, oh, there's the answer. Nice.
Oh, yeah, I like the smart cards on iOS is something now. Like when I do an Uber, it's really nice because it pops up. Here's how
Hmm.
long. Here's when it's going to be there. I don't have to keep launching my phone, launching the app, taking a look at it.
Right.
I wish more people were taking advantage of that. I do have some parking services. Occasionally, I'll park my car. We'll do it, but I'd
Yeah.
love to see more of that.
The
But an
nice
interesting
thing,
one. Yeah, no,
I'm
no,
sorry,
go
on
ahead.
TravelWise on iPhone, is the apps that take advantage of that dynamic island are
Yeah,
often the best ones, are often travel related. Uber, the airlines, and it's kind of a persistent notification, a live
right.
notification appears on the screen. So if you're walking in an airport terminal and you have to go to a gate and your gate changes, that thing tells me about it before the airline does every single time. I
Right.
mean, it's really fast.
I
And
agree.
that's a great feature on iPhone.
So speaking of iPhone, something cool that I found, I was
Hmm.
reading a blog post and if you send somebody your flight number, so let's say, for example, your flight number is AS818. Now it
Hmm.
does need to be all caps, but you'll see that there is now a go ahead and click me, and it says
Yeah.
preview flight or copy flight code. And when I click preview flight, I get a full kind of flight aware looking
Yeah.
interface that tells me exactly where the plane is, when it departed. It says, hey, by the way, this flight is going to Boston from Seattle. It will arrive late at 8:40. There is 4 hours, 4 minutes remaining, what the duration is. It tells me what the baggage claim is. Um, Really impressive. And then we'll even do updates where this one said on time when it was supposed to land at 7:25, but now it's going to land at 8:40. So now you get a second and newer card without having to have a third party app. And I don't know if that's new with the new iOS. It's certainly not. I'm using an iPhone 15, so I'm using an older phone.
Right. I've
Um,
never seen this.
I
This
have
is
not
fascinating to
either.
me.
And somebody had mentioned it, and I'm like, no way. I have Plane Finder and Flight Aware and all these things you have to pay for and
Oh
all that.
man,
And I went, holy crap, it works. And I sent one to some other
that is
people,
that's useful.
and they're like,
Yeah,
it does work. It is. It's very, very cool. And again, something
A970.
I
Hmm.
guarantee you're not going to find unless you're just typing in randomly a lot of flight numbers and codes to people without anything else in all caps.
Right.
You probably never would have noticed it, and that it was even underlined and actionable.
Hmm. Yeah, I mean, I guess you can Google search for a flight number this way, and it's you don't get a full screen
No.
a tracking screen, but at least you get the
Yeah.
data. And I suppose from there you could find one. But
Right.
yeah,
But yeah, you're not getting all the real time stuff on it.
I
So
like these things are sort of like context aware almost, right? Like it's like the information when you need it, right?
Mhm.
Which is excellent, when it works good. That's neat.
I agree. Anything else that you used on your trip that was beneficial that we've not talked about, or maybe something we have
Oh
talked about
boy.
in previous shows that really helped you out and made a difference with a lot of condensed traveling in a short period of time?
Yep. No, I mean we practiced all the stuff we've preached before about carrying on and all that. We had unfortunately in San Francisco they're doing construction with the terminals. We had to leave terminals, so my wife has a broken foot, so we kind of hobbled our way over there. But here's an unusual tip that I'm kind of nervous about even giving out, which is because my wife has a broken foot, we get on the plane first. Um, and she really does have a broken foot, right? But I often am compulsive about getting to the front of whatever line I'm in, one or two.
Right.
And yeah, I didn't have to worry about it. It was nice. And we're going to talk about flight delays and things like that in a future episode. But I have a little story from that where I'll just tell it later. But involving the broken foot and getting on the plane early, and it's I like to be on the plane. Like getting on the plane. I'm not saying break your foot. I'm certainly not saying fake it, but it helps
Even
a
though we're
lot.
all going to get there at the same time, no one is going to get there faster or longer
Yes,
than
but that's
anybody else
like
who's on the plane. But yes,
you're going to get the same nutrients from the meal if you don't like it or you do like it, but I'd still rather
right.
enjoy it.
Yeah,
It's like
no,
that
I
kind of
mean, for me, it is all about getting space for my bag and making sure I can have
exactly.
it up there and not one of those, hi, we need to, because I watch
Mm-hmm.
the folks who come in late, like, hi, sorry, there's no more room for your bag. We have to take it. Now we have to go check it.
That's right.
And I don't want to deal with that. I even want
Especially
to
on a
be a little,
connecting flight,
God, yeah. And he'd be a little selfish going, I'm going to put my bag and I'm going to shove my very small backpack that does not take up much room on top of the bag
That's right.
and get that in there so I don't need to have it underneath so I can actually have some room for my
Oh,
feet.
you don't think the 6 feet of space you have in the seat in front of you is enough? That's weird.
Even in my
I mean,
comfort plus seat. Yeah.
yeah.
Uh, yeah, no, I'm really all about that. Like I want to get on as quickly as I
No,
can so I can
same.
do that and get my, but I'm also like have my shit ready to go. So I'm like, there's my iPad. I got that. It's in the seat.
Yep,
Everything's up
100%.
top. I will sit down and get out of the aisle as quickly as possible and let
That's right.
people by. I am very aware of that and try to be as organized with zippered pockets open and all that ready to go because nothing makes me crazy. I'm like,
Mm-hmm.
oh, I got to grab it. And then they're like standing there for like 20 minutes and they don't realize there's like still another 240 people trying to get on the plane that cannot.
When we flew from Mexico City to San Francisco, whenever it feels like it was 3 years ago, we walked up to security. It's the same security area we go through typically to go back to where we live in the United States. And I could tell something was going on. This guy with a clipboard, here we go. And he says, congratulations. I said, really? He says, you've been selected for a additional screening. And to my wife's amazement, I was like, yay. But we were there so early, it just didn't matter. It was fine,
Right.
and I wasn't doing anything sketchy. If anything, I was traveling with less stuff than even usual because, we're just going here for the several days and coming back. And.
Right.
But yeah, this is the everything you need to know you learn from Star Wars. It's like you get out of it what you take into it. So it was actually the guy was good humored about it. It was a good time instead of me being like, oh come on man, you're killing me. Like
Right.
it was fine. So
Well, good. All right. So we're going to keep this one short because
hmm
some folks have said, I love the shorter episodes. So this one will clock in right about 12, 13 minutes, which I think will
hmm
be great. So we're going to leave this one here. And in our next episode, we're going to talk about worst airports for flight delays and what to do if your flight is canceled, which, none of us have ever run into. So
yeah,
that will
boy.
be on our
Yes.
next episode of
hmm
Desk to Destination. Again, thanks to our good friends at Logitech for giving us swag to give away.
hmm
We appreciate them. And for Desk to Destination, I'm Stephen Rose,
And Paul Thurrott. Thank you.
and we'll see you soon.